This has actually happened in our house where there's been multiple dry hop additions. The beer's been given a diacetyl rest, and when you sort of go to taste it, once something carbonated, you've got diacetyl. It's like, where'd that come from?
Dry hop creep. I don't know about you, but this is one of those things that I've only just become aware of recently. It has apparently existed in the brewing texts for ages, and was one of those things that had just been forgotten to time, only to be rediscovered recently. So what is dry hop creep, and how can it be prevented? Helen discussed this matter during a recent live stream, and I thought it was interesting and deserved its own video. So let's dive in and check it out.
So we're going to touch on some of the problems that you actually get when you are at the different stages of dry hopping, because one of the and this is another emerging science. I know I'm just repeating myself with the word science is the term hop creep. And hop creep it happens when you're dry hopping, and basically hops have enzymes that create fermentables that are similar to malt, except that they're very much lower levels, causing possible re-fermentation in the fermenter of a bottle. Hop creep, it can reactivate fermentation, so the beer actually over attenuates and it finishes too low. So if that's been, I'm usually on the other side, is that they don't ferment out far enough. But if you've had a beer that's you're expecting it should be finishing around 1010, 1012, and it's heading south, you've probably had you've had some hop creep actually happen. Dry hopping at warmer temperatures can trigger enzyme activity leading to diacetyl. If the yeast and the nutrients have run out of warmth, then there's not enough energy to actually clean it up. So how do you avoid hop creep? I just really packed it. It's a big topic, and I packed it into a couple of bullet points. So coming back to temperature around dry hopping, if you're not dry hopping at active fermentation, you can drop the temperature. Dropping the temperature down will alleviate the incidence of hop creep. You can do that, dial the temperature down to 15, or you can take it down to lager temperatures. It'll take a few more days if you're dry hopping, around that 2 to 5 degrees. It will take a little bit longer to get extraction out of the hops at that lower temperature, but you minimise, you're not going to get hop creep happening. Now that's an area that low temperature dry hopping, that's mentioned earlier, that's the point where there's a lot of contention around that. Some people think that they're getting lots of flavour and aroma out of it, and some think that they're getting none. And some brewers will actually cold crash the beer, take the beer, remove the beer from that fermenter and move it to a secondary, and turn the temperature up to around 15, and then do their final dry hop, which I think is possibly overcomplicating the process. It's up to you. I know that a lot of home brewers love to tinker, love to experiment. I haven't said it today, but I have said it before. I'm an extremely lazy brewer, so I'm going to do as little as I can to get a great beer.
So how about that? Dry hop creep. The more you know. So to summarise all that, basically hops can create fermentable enzymes, which means that if you're not careful and you dry hop your beer, the enzymes can give the yeast access to some of the leftover sugars that might be floating around in there, and it can trigger a re-fermentation. So a side effect of this is that it can cause diacetyl, which is known as a buttery off flavour in your beers. And if you're bottling, it could cause your beers to become overcarbonated. So if you've ever had that experience where maybe you poured one of your home brews and it's come out all foamy and it just doesn't quite taste right, and you're sure there's no infection in there, but you just don't know what the problem could be, it could be hop creep. Obviously there's a lot more to it than that, but we're trying to keep these videos brief. So perhaps we could continue the conversation in the chat. Let us know, what do you think? Have you heard of dry hop creep before? Maybe you're just like me and you've only just become aware of the term, and you're starting to think, actually, I've experienced that problem in the past and I didn't even realise it. Let us know. I'd be curious to see your thoughts and your experiences.